Okay, this is going to be a two-part nugget. And in this nugget, we're going to talk about using visual aids in the sales process. So I hear a lot about this topic from all kinds of different people. Some say that you should use visual aids like brochures or point of sale stuff. Some people say that visual aids shouldn't be used because they come across as salesy or they create extra sales resistance. So you shouldn't use those in your presentation. So who's right? Who's wrong? Do you guys have an opinion on this? Let me give you a couple simple bits of information that I find valuable on the topic. So first of all, the average person speaks about 150 words per minute. So that's how many words the average person talks. You can get up to 200 and maybe a little bit less, but that's about how many words we can share with people verbally. And then if you think about how many words per minute the person can think, an average person thinks about 600 words per minute. So that means people think about 4 times faster than they speak, which makes sense, obviously. Well, think about that one. If you can think way faster than you can talk, what problem could that create for salespeople? People can become distracted. That's the problem. Even as I'm talking to you right now and you're watching this video, you're thinking about other things because you can. Your brain is very fast and very powerful. If a customer becomes distracted in their mind while you're presenting something to them, they aren't hearing anything you're saying. That means they are much less likely to buy from you, and that's not good. So how do you keep people from getting distracted? It's pretty simple. As you go through your presentation, putting a visual aid in front of someone with good pictures or images helps capture more of that brain firepower and keep it focused on what you're talking about. That's one of the reasons we put images in our nuggets. You'll see them periodically as this video plays on. There's different images. It helps grab your attention and it helps make more sense of things to you. Another thing to consider is that the brain doesn't work on words or numbers. Your brain understands through images or visualization. Have you ever studied memorization? If you've ever taken a course on improving your memory, they teach you how to associate words to images so you can remember more. Look at the people that compete in things like the World Memory Championships. At a high level, they're word or memory associating. So they're taking images. Like here's an example of some of what the top trainers do. They go in and they'll take their house because they're familiar with their house. And so they'll go room by room and they'll memorize every single item in a room and then move to the next room. So maybe it's your piano, your picture, a mirror, whatever it might be. And then they have a series of let's say 100 things that are completely verbatim memorized in their brain. Well, then when they have to go memorize 100 other things, they start taking those things they have to remember and associate them to those pre-memorized patterns in their brain. And it's very easy for them to recall this information. So what's my point to all this? My point is that I'm a firm believer in using visual aids or point of sale material when you're selling to people, including in the F&I office. They help people understand what you're saying more easily and capture more of their brain power so that they're more focused on what you're going over. If somebody doesn't understand what you're offering them and they can't picture it in their mind how it'll help them, the fallback answer is going to be no. If people aren't sure, they don't buy. So point of sale material, especially things with good visual images, will help get the point across and make it much easier for your customer to stay with you and to understand what you're saying. If your sales presentation is all verbal and just puking a bunch of information and words and statistics at people, you're not going to have a lot of success. So the bottom line, I think sales aids like brochures are fantastic, and I highly recommend you use them in your sales presentation. Another quick thought is that it doesn't have to be a brochure. For an example, a lot of dealerships offer a hydrophobic windshield coating to their customers. It's a 2-part nanotechnology chemical process that's applied to the windshield, changing the molecular structure of the glass, which makes the glass up to 10 times stronger and hydrophobic. It also reduces glare and makes the windshield much easier to maintain. Now, I just told that to a customer, for example, what I just said to you. They might not understand what I was talking about because that was a lot of words and not much images, just a lot of puke on them. But most people that offer this product through the dealership will hand the customer a little shaker jar that's treated with chemicals that I was just talking about on half of the glass, and the other half's not treated, and it's filled with dirty water or something. the customer can grab that and they can just shake it and instantly see what the product does and how it works. So they don't have to really process all those words I just gave you. So that's another example of visualization and imagery in the brain, and then focusing that firepower on something. So that's the power of sales, visual aids in sales. So we're going to piggyback off this nugget into the next one and talk a little bit about how great salespeople are also great storytellers. So talk to you later. Have a great day.